I wanted to make a quick video to show our chassis mounted shifter bracket for using a TR6060 out of like a 2010 Camaro and a Mazda RX8. There are a number of different designs that I've seen people use to implement this, and I really wasn't happy with a lot of them. There was one that was kind of fantastic, but the rest of them, they left a little to be desired. So Steven, the guy who does the LS RX8 swap kits, he makes a plate that's a little smaller than this, and the intention is that you cut off the little shifter housing from the factory TR6060 and you bolt it to it. It's fine and all. I mean, the shifter sits okay, but the only reason you have enough clearance for the shift linkage to the transmission is because the rear transmission mount on those kits flex so much that the transmission sags and the pinion angle is terrible. So if you don't like vibrations and you kind of want an okay pinion angle, you need to move this whole housing for the shifter bushing up quite a bit. I found that it probably wants to be about flush with the bottom of this plate. So instead of instead of using a little cut down piece of aluminum from that kit and drilling holes, just make a plate that actually matches the factory shifter housing plate so that it just bolts in. Then you don't have to drill holes and you don't have to use any additional hardware. So what we ended up doing to raise everything up, I took the factory plate that they had, put it in the scanner, scanned it in as a PDF, pulled the PDF into FreeCAD, measured rough dimensions, and printed it out as an SVG. That way I have kind of a paper template that I can set in there and see if it fits dimensionally. That's how I cut that one, and that's how I revised it a little bit to cut this base plate. This is cut out of 1/4 inch aluminum. You can get it on Amazon for literally like 20 bucks. You can make these cuts with a Sawzall if you have to. It works just fine. And then I cut I believe it was a 40mm hole. This part here that I have the actual shifter bushing for the TR6060 in, I had that machined locally. Again, I drew that up in FreeCAD based on the dimensions of the factory housing. So I took the measurements from here to here, diameter, picked an arbitrary thickness, and I measured the depth of the top collar piece right here. Measured that, and I had an equivalent piece cut out of 6061 and welded. After that, I took the little plate that fits on the bottom to hold the shifter bushing and used that as a template to drill and tap some holes, and I bolted the shifter in. After that, you just cut and weld the shift linkage to where it fits right. Everything fits and works fantastic. You don't have to worry about this thing hanging too low on the bottom side for your shift linkage, so that's at an appropriate angle, and things work.